I want to talk to you about what it means to be an eagle. You see, we can learn a lot from the behavior of eagles. Eagles can fly up to an altitude of 10,000 feet. That's higher than any other bird can fly. So in that aspect, be like the eagle. Take the high road. Take the road less traveled. So what does it mean to take the high road? Well, in some instances, it means don't argue with others over the trivial things. It means you don't always have to be right. And even if you do win an argument and prove that you're right, it doesn't make people like you anymore. In fact, in most cases, it makes people like you even less. So there's really no point in trying to prove your point and always win an argument, always get in the last word. I mean, it means treating others with respect, treating others the way you wish to be treated. Be the change you wish to see in the world. I read this awesome story about a crow versus an eagle. So eagles are always picked on by other birds. The birds try to fight them, peck at them. So this eagle was flying, and a crow kept trying to pick a fight with it, and eventually the crow just landed right on top of the eagle's back. The eagle didn't even flinch. Everyone expected the eagle to turn around, bite it, swoop, something. It did nothing. And you want to know why? Because that crow wasn't worth the eagle's time of day. The eagle just kept on a-flying. So I encourage you to do the same thing. Just let the little things go. Let them roll off your back. You don't need to win everything, and you certainly don't need to argue your point all the time. Second thing I'd like to talk to you about eagles. Eagles, when a storm comes, the eagles don't run away. They don't hide. They don't try to seek shelter when a storm comes. I was blessed to see an eagle a few months ago in the field across from my house. And it ended up storming right at that exact time. A major thunderstorm came along, and I fully expected the bird to take flight and go somewhere, and it didn't. It stayed there for hours. And not only did it stand there in the field, it didn't have its head down. It stood there with its head as high as it could get it and just weathered the storm. I was incredibly impressed. And then if a storm comes when an eagle is in the air, do you know what an eagle does? They don't even turn around and fly the other way. Eagles fly straight into a storm. They lock their wings, and they use the wind from the storm to help them rise higher within seconds. You and I can do the exact same thing. We need not run when storms of adversity come. Just stand tall. You know, it's all about your reaction. So it's not if the storms will come, it's when, because they're going to come. But it all depends upon your reaction and how you view the storm. So will you act like an eagle and let that storm rise you higher? A third thing I know about eagles is they encourage and they build up their young. When baby eaglets are ready to fly, what the mother does is she takes one at a time. She'll put the one on her back, and she'll go to the edge of the nest, and she'll take off flying. And she goes for a little ways, and then suddenly she swoops down. In essence, it makes the baby eaglet come off of her back. So the eaglet is in the air kind of falling, and what she's doing is she's encouraging that young to use its wings, to learn how to fly. So if it doesn't get it after a little while, she swoops back down and comes up under the eaglet and lets the eaglet rest on her back again. She does this over and over while the young eaglet learns and gets confidence in itself, learns how to fly. So be like an eagle. Encourage other people. Build them up. Let somebody else's success partially be a result of all of the encouragement that you gave them. And finally, rise high and fly, eagle fly.